Power 107.9, you're inside the Power Hour. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones, a.k.a. Mr. Important. If you don't know me, you don't know anybody. Now, as promised, I have the lovely and talented Miss Goo Goo Atkins on the line.
Hello.
Goo Goo, thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
How are you? How's the family?
I am good. Everybody is good. I am scurrying through LAX airport, but that's my regular life, so, everything's the same.
Right. I'm good. You know what? I'm so glad you took the time out to call me. I know you're very busy. Right. Now, listen, you're an amazing stylist, and you've worked with some of the best in the business. How did you get started? What made you say, you know what, this is what I want to do?
It was just kind of one of the things that just happened. You have people that grow up, they've always wanted to be in fashion and that whole sort of thing. I'm naturally a creative person, and, I kind of make things happen, but really it kind of started to develop out of me. Like, I was a plus size little girl, and I had so many sisters older than me, who really weren't my size. So by the time it passed down to me, it would have been worn like 1,000 times if I could even fit it now. So I just started to get creative as a young girl, and then as I started singing background and traveling and working with different artists, people would admire my personal style. So one time in between gigs, when the music industry slows down like it does, I told someone that I was a stylist, right. And then that led to real gigs, and so today, I'm a stylist.
Right. Do you remember your first client? Who was the first person you ever styled?
Kiara Sheard.
Right. Okay. That was wow.
Yeah. This is when she was, I think, 18 and like a size 26.
Right. Wow. Now, so
my first job was kind of hard.
Yeah. What were you doing before that? Before you started styling, what were you doing?
I was singing background.
Okay. Now, you know what? I've watched you on the Mary Mary show, which I was an absolute fan of, by the way. I hate that, it's not going to be on anymore. You know? And every time I saw a scene with you in it, you had a different look. You had like 1,000 different looks, and all kind of hairstyles. Which it all looks good on you, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, are you responsible for your own look, or is there a team that puts you all together?
Yeah. We are. Some reality shows, like a lot of what they do, they're kind of wanting to sell, their celebrity and their fabulousness and what have you. That's not necessarily the case with us. We were just who we were. How I walk around and look in a regular day is what you got, so we never really tried to look away. The only time that we got done up was for interviews, right. But other than that, we look how we look, so that's what you got. You just got how we look.
An amazing look, by the way. Now, when the listeners heard you was going to be on the show, a lot of your fans reached out to me through social media with all kind of questions. So I'm going to do something a little different and let your fans take over the interview. Let them take over the interview with their questions. Obviously, for the sake of time, we can't read all of them. Okay?
Right.
So let's get into it. Now, Kenya Iman on Facebook is a stylist, right? She has two questions. And she asks you, what advice would you give to an up-and-coming stylist? And do you offer opportunities for someone to shadow or assist you?
I have 2 assistants and about 5 interns that I work with. I do have people in other states that I connect with when I come there, but they're very, very resourceful people. As far as having someone shadow me, the thought of that kind of wears me out a little bit. Honestly speaking. But yeah, so a lot of people say, oh, you need an assistant. I think because I'm not one who overly talks about having an assistant.
Right.
Yes, I do. Because I'm not who overly talks about having an assistant. I think people assume that I don't have one, but there's no way you can be this far in the game and not have an assistant. Exactly. So I actually have 3 assistants. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, next question.
I'm sorry, but so I'm pretty covered on that. I'm moving out of styling, so I'm definitely not, picking up new, people, to assist me because I don't need that much assistance in that area. Right. And, but advice I would give you is I would say use social media to your advantage. Now you're in a place where just by the tap of a screen, celebrities and whatnot can see your work and can be exposed to your work. And, the interesting thing is everyone is trying to break their neck to get to celebrities, which is good. But for the most part, if you are not very well established and a celebrity works with you, then you pretty much going to be working for free and kind of almost paying the celebrity.
Right.
So So it will be in your best interest to just build your brand with great pictures. Put great images out there. When you tag people, and you have very polished pictures, not pictures taken with your phone and stuff like that. But when you have really polished pictures and you tag people, and people really do take the time sometimes to stop and look. And so when they stop and look, make sure you have something to show them. Follow other stylists. I don't necessarily market myself just as a stylist, so I'm not a good example of clear pictures. I do take mine with my phone. That's because I have other jobs, and other things that I'm branding myself as. But if you are a stylist and that's all you do, your page should look like it. It should look crisp. All of your images shouldn't be the same, meaning, don't just follow trends. Have some kids on there, have some people going to their 60th birthday party, retirement parties, weddings, all kinds of stuff. So make sure that you look well-rounded, and when you tag people, you're giving them something to look at, because just putting a celebrity, on your page is not enough. It's not the only way. And a lot of times it can build you up false hope.
Right.
It can give you false hope, should I say.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, another question. Full Circle on Facebook is a business owner at Braff Inc., BRAFF Inc., and he wants to know, what is your biggest motivation in the styling world? Some good questions they got here. It's some good questions they have here.
Very good questions. Yeah. My favorite quote is by Shakespeare. It says, "Love the part in you and not yourself in the art." My spin on that is love the light in you and not necessarily your name in lights.
That's deep.
Go back to the original question, because I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, okay. I'm in the airport.
Full Circle on Facebook wants to know, what is your biggest motivation in the styling world?
Yeah, so back to the quote. I find the light within myself, and I remember what it is I am gifted with, and how I'm able to help people and bless people, and really, I didn't realize it affected people to the extent that it does. So I always try to tap into that. I'm a very prayerful person, and so every morning when I go through my prayer and devotion, I ask God to have His way and let my mind be open to something new. And if there's something that my affection should be set on, let me know. You know what I mean? And I want to make sure that I'm always in the right direction, and my mind and my heart is open to however God wants to move in my life. So I just tap into that, and that's pretty much my motivation. Of course, as far as people, it comes from a lot of other people, but that's just, to me, really shallow when all your hope and faith is in a person that isn't you. That's just, for me, it's a little weird and it's a little weak. But my hope and my faith is in God first, and the talent and the light that God put in me. Okay.
All right. Now we're gonna do about one or two more. How much time do you have in it before I get into it?
I'm about to start boarding in a few minutes, so let's get them out.
Okay, let's get this last one. We're gonna do one more, and that's it. Tamika Davis on Facebook wants to know, when did you realize your talent, and how do you stay current with the styles and trends?
I don't know that I don't subscribe to magazines and stuff. So, I do follow a lot. I don't necessarily get my information from pop culture. I think I follow a lot of people just all over the world, a lot of people in Japan and Dubai and Russia and a lot of different countries. And so I glean from that. So I'm not necessarily watching what the bloggers are saying are the current trends, because I create the trends. And so with gleaning from, these incredibly artistic and creative people, and not just people that are killing the trends, I like to glean from the trends, the creators of the trends and the trendsetters. And that does not always, when I glean something from a person, what I produce as a result of that doesn't sometimes most people wouldn't be able to connect it to where I gleaned it from. You know what I'm saying? I said that to say I'm not out here copying people. I'm not out here saying, well, what are they wearing real far away so I can be the first person to do it in LA? That's not what it is. Like, I literally, glean from like art, all kinds of art, music, nature, like all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty much how I stay current. But again, like, I'm not big on like magazines and stuff like that. I do my inspiration boards and stuff like that when I am use Pinterest and stuff like that when I'm creating inspiration boards and storyboards and what have you. But for the most part, it's just a God-given ability. It's almost like asking somebody, how do you know how to sing? I don't I don't really have an answer. God gave it to me, and that's my gift.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
You know, you have it or you don't.
Yep. Now, you know, we have to do something to where you can give me a makeover. When I go to events, when I go to events, I'm just straight jeans and t-shirt. I don't care what it is.
Oh, now come on.
Yeah,
now, you know you gotta do better than that.
Yeah, I know. And I go to some upscale events, and I'm just jeans, t-shirt, leather jacket, looking like the Fonzarelli, you know.
Well, that's a cool look. That's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a decent look. Mm-hmm. You know, but sometimes
just as long as you don't have on like mom jeans and stuff like that. You know
no.
Some people say jeans and t-shirts and it's stylish, and some people say jeans and t-shirt and it's like,
Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah. I don't look like Papa. They're pretty decent. But we have to set something up. I know you have to go, but stay in touch. I do need a makeover. Okay. And I'll be your poster child. Let me be your poster child. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for calling in, man. You have a safe flight, all right?
Of course. And thank you. And bye, listeners.
I know, right? And you stay in touch. Don't be a stranger.
Okay. Okie dokie.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Lock into the Power Hour every Friday night at 5 p.m. with DJ Larry Jones and Miss Tempest playing your favorite old school hip hop and R&B.